Hey guys, happy Friday, kids. Welcome, welcome, welcome. What's going on? Sid here, TR, coming in for our live Friday night. It's been a long week, man. I am looking forward to the holiday weekends. Not only because it's a patriotic holiday and an excuse to celebrate America, but because it's going to be a little bit of a chance to just kind of slow down a little bit. We're going to have some family time. I'm excited about that. I feel like the last few weeks it's been very go, 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 go. And this will be a nice chance to sort of chill out, relax, enjoy the animals, enjoy the pool, just kind of chill and not have a lot of craziness going on. We're gonna have some friends over one day, but I think it's gonna be nice. I'm definitely looking forward to it for sure. And the weather's supposed to be really nice this weekend, so that's good because I've missed the sunshine. So it's nice to have it back this last few weeks. Nice time of year because it's not crazy hot yet, but the weather's super nice, and it's just go hang out by the pool, go hang out with the animals. The animals are comfortable. Nobody's not worried about heat stroke for anybody. Good. It's a good time of year. That's what I say. Good time of year. So thank you guys for popping in tonight and joining me. I'm still trying to figure out. I'm going to make some Cowboy caviar this weekend because we're having some friends over on Sunday to barbecue and hang out by the pool and celebrate Merca. So I'm going to make some Cowboy caviar, which is, a bunch of different beans, whatever you have in your prepper pantry that I use black-eyed peas and kidney beans and garbanzo beans and black beans and cannelli beans and all that. And mix it all together with some fresh lime juice and some cilantro and purple onion and bell pepper and avocado, and it's quite yummy. Hello, Robbins, Buys, and DIYs. Good evening. Hello, David Bingham. Charlie, are we getting any rain to grow the garden? We did get a little bit of rain. We kind of have out here, we call it May gray, and we get June blue. So in the morning, so there's been a couple days where it rained a little bit, but not a lot of rain, just a light rain, I would say. But we get these kind of misty first halves of the days. So sometime between 10 and 12 o'clock in the day, it kind of burns off and then you've got sunshine. But in the first part of the day, it's kind of damp outside and gray and a heavy mist, almost like a fog, but you can still drive in it. It's not foggy. So we get that. But other than that, you got the hose and the irrigation system. But he's got his garden going in full, everything planted, everything kind of situated the way he wants it. So it's just kind of chugging along out there. And he's randomly pulled stuff out and used it for stuff because I don't always know what's ready when. So I have to ask him, is there anything that you have ready this week that I should plan to put in a meal? Because I don't know what's popping up and what's not. So he'll usually kind of let me know, oh, I've got, broccoli coming soon, or I've got this coming soon, or, whatever. So, Gary Hughes wants to know how I like California weather versus other states' weather. Well, Gary, I have not been to a lot of other states, to be real honest with you. I have been to, most recently, Oklahoma. I've been to Nevada, which is just sort of very similar weather to here. It's just more dry and more dry for longer, but it's not a huge adjustment. And they don't have, they don't have crazy, they do get some crazy storms, and it does get a lot hotter there and a lot drier there for a lot longer. So, I'm not a huge fan of that, but I do when I was in Oklahoma, we had a couple little storms roll through and some rain, and it's one of the reasons why it's so lush and green and beautiful in those areas, because they do get those, it rains the first half of the day and then it's sunny in the afternoon, and it's I always remember as a kid, people talking about like Hawaii was like that, where you just get these little rainstorms that could come through. And I'm like, oh, it kind of reminds me of hearing about that as a kid, So, I don't mind a little bit more weather. I mean, I guess where we are, because we're in the mountains a little bit, we do get more weather than like down the hill does, and like the flatlanders, we call them, where it's 75 and sunny 90% of the time. We definitely get more of a range of weather up here, occasionally get some snow and hail. We do get thunderstorms up here, that kind of stuff. We do get frost and freezes, but nothing super extreme, like just very mild versions of all of it, I guess you could say. So I don't know. I guess I don't have a lot of states to compare it to. I know that people complain about, humidity and stuff in the South, but when I was in Oklahoma visiting, I didn't think it was that bad. Like, I mean, granted, it wasn't like, August, but it was what was it, April? It was last month. But I don't know. I don't mind it. I'm pretty good as long as I get enough sun and like outside time. I'm okay. If it rains like 99% of the time, I would not be okay. I do need my sunshine. I get Mike even knows. He's like, if I start to get grumpy, if the weather's bad for too long, he's like, you need a sunny day. Like, you need to go outside and just sit in the sun for a minute because you're getting a little edgy. He knows. So I need my vitamin D. Oh, hi, Michelle. Mama Snugs. What's going on? What's going on? Yes, Mike's garlic is amazing. He did plant garlic this year. Not quite ready to harvest, but it's getting close. It's getting close. Charlie says spring rain here and a bit behind, but it's finally showing up. Well, that's good. Got to have a little bit of rain, to make the garden grow. Oh, Mike Cole says hi from Nashville, originally from Oklahoma. I do like Oklahoma. I have a lot of people that I know now in Oklahoma that I really like. So, Nava down south, $10 super chat. My goodness, thank you. What's the craziest / unique animal you had on your farm? Oh gosh, the craziest. Well, the one that makes like the least amount of sense is probably my peafowl. So I guess that would be the craziest. I love them. I love the sound they make. I love raising them. I love them. They are not super, super useful. I mean, they do help with certain things, but they're more decorative. They are more for fun. I had hoped to breed them and to be able to like sell the babies, but the hatch rate on them is really tricky. And until I get a real high quality incubator, it's just a no-go. So that will be on my bucket list, but it's just not there yet. The most unique animal that I hope to have someday that is definitely on my bucket list is a flamingo. Well, not just one. I want to get a few. But I want to build like a big aviary with like a pond, like a giant one, like the kind you'd have at like the zoo. And I want flamingos. That will happen someday. That's my goal. So thank you, Nava Down. Let's see. Hey, Steve C. Oh, what was that? When are we doing? I have to scroll up. Hold on. My scrolly button doesn't want to work. There we go. Charlie wants to know when we're getting the meat birds. Mine are on order waiting. Should be here shortly. So I actually canceled my meat bird order this year, which I will be explaining about. Can you just, make it stop. Just make it stop. We've had so many telemarketer calls lately that it's literally ridiculous. Just like answer it and hang it up. Hang it up. That's Frankie. Why? Make it stop. Hold on. Franklin. Oh my God, you should. Oh, Charlotte cannot work with phone. Okay, well. That's creepy. Anyway, sorry guys. I have to deal with that. So, let's see, where was I here? Yeah, so we actually decided not to do meat birds this year because we were still kind of trying to figure out like what we were going to do. And that kind of has to do with some announcements we'll be making soon, very soon. So kind of hold off on the meat birds. We're sort of like rearranging some things and redoing some things. So I'll have more on that in the next few weeks. So the weather has been cold and wet here in North Idaho. New says. My goodness. Steve C. Hello, hello. David says they need a lot more rain in Northern California. Is it? I haven't checked it because we used to go up to Lundy Lake every year to go fishing, and we haven't gone the last several years. But we always used to kind of watch to see what the water levels, what the rainfall was, and the snowfall was for the year, because it would kind of tell us like, you know, how high the lake would be when we would get there, if there would be an inlet or if it was going to be like a walkthrough. Because some years it's so full, you could take a paddle boat or you could take like a little john boat out there. But in some years it's been so low that you could like walk across the inlet. So we always kind of used to keep an eye on that. But so that's sad to hear that it's like that. Steve says that Mike better not sleep too heavy since I know how to use my bander now. I know. I got to keep him in line somehow. I know. I got a whole baggie full of bands too that will go to waste. I just have to use them up. California can always use some rain. I mean, we go through weird drought cycles. We have some years where we have flooding, and then we have some years where we have no rain. It's just, and it is a continuous, like if you clocked it over the last, 100 years, you'd see the pattern, and living here for 40 years, I'm pretty used to the pattern. So, and then they don't complain about it. The overlords don't complain about the drought as much or drill it into you as much if there's other things going on. And right now, because of everything else that's been going on, it's been super quiet. They haven't said a word about droughts. So I don't know. That's an owl or fowl? Oh, I wouldn't mind having an owl. So, I don't know. That's right, Charlie. Make sure you hit that thumbs up. I appreciate you. Yes. Oh, my goodness. And Chico. All right. Gotcha. Lundy and Skylar, our dogs are doing well. They skipped their bath this week, but they're getting a bath this last week, I should say. One of us brushes them out really well outside, especially in the spring, because their coats are coming out, and then the birds take their hair and make their nests and stuff. And although it's getting a little bit later in the spring, but there's still I saw some birds still working on their nests, so we'll see. But yeah, so gotta get them all cleaned out and give them a good scrub down and get them all going. Yeah. So we'll see. But yeah, they're although probably wait until Monday, till Memorial Day to actually give them their baths, because we're going to be out by the pool on Sunday. And this one won't, Skylar won't, but Lundy will get in and out of the Baja deck on the pool because it's her favorite. So. I don't really have any experience with guinea pigs. I mean, it's a rodent, so they're finicky, I suppose. They're just kind of weird. But there's speaking of weird infestations and things like that, we had I just was finishing a video before this live about what happened this week, because which you'll see that video Sunday, but we basically had a complete infestation happen. There's like completely covered the front of the house with caterpillars. And they're all now stuck to the side of my house making chrysalises. And in 3 weeks, we should have butterflies. But it was really weird. And you have to see, like, we really didn't know what to make of it. It was like the weirdest thing when we pulled up to the house and saw them all. And we were like, what? So, yeah. So you'll have to see. And then in 3 weeks, I'm going to try to do an update. I'm going to hopefully be able to catch some of the butterflies emerging from their cocoon. Can't say hatched, but emerging from their cocoon, I guess, would work. MT Homestead, what is going on? If you guys haven't gone and checked MT Homestead's channel out, you have to make sure you do that too. Mike and Terry are the sweetest. I got to see them when we were just talking about different states, and when I went to Oklahoma for Shoot Dang Fest, I got to see them in the flesh again. So got to hang out with them a little bit. So I miss everybody already. But oh, nice. Did you go up to see Come On Homestead and Simple Life Reclaimed up in Arkansas? I love it. Cold Beer Ranch, Big John's in the house. What is going on? I love it. You have to give Natasha a big hug for me. A super awkward, like 5 beers in hug. You might have. Oh, I love that. Oh, good. I'm glad you missed me too. Yes. Oh, how fun. I'm jealous. You guys get to all go hang out. Oh, Tim says they're under severe thunderstorm warnings in Virginia right now. Oh my goodness. I know. I'm not having any beer. I'm what you might say, cold beer right now. I'm fasting from alcohol in preparation for this weekend, so I can really soak in all of the margaritas that are physically possible. That's my plan. Because here's why. I have the things of margarita mix, and I found like a big thing of tequila. And I felt sorry for it because it was lonely in the back of my wine cellar. And it was lonely. And it told me that it felt left out and that it needed to be made into amazing margaritas for the USA.
Don't listen to her. She's crazy.
I'm not crazy. It's crazy. True. It's true.
You're crazy.
So, hello, Eco Village Outlaws. 5 beers in hug. LOL. Behave. No, because she gets nervous. So we have to wait till she's had a few beers, and then she warms up, and then she's good. So that's why I was just teasing her. Oh, thunderstorms in North Idaho too. Oh my goodness. No plans to butcher anything right at this moment. I have nobody on the docket right now, so nothing currently. I still have freezers full, and we're trying to defrost and eat as fast as we can. But yeah, we're doing that a lot, and I feel like we haven't made a dent. And it's just there's like you have to cycle through. Like we sell, a lot of our poultry, of course we sell, but then we have some of our duck and some of our turkey, which I think I'm gonna make turkey for 4th of July, which I know might sound weird, but I think I'm gonna do like a barbecue turkey, like a smoked, like a smoked turkey,
Sorry.
and then we'll do like funky sides, like normal, like 4th of July sides. I think is what we're gonna do.
Hello, MT Homestead, and hello, Cowboy.
So Frankie just was in her school play today. I'll usually move this. I don't know if you're sitting on the edge there. So they did their production of Newsies, and she was Denton, the female reporter. So she did very well. I was very proud of her. The whole class did really well. The whole game, well, it was 2 classes.
Yes, 2 classes, 5th and 6th graders.
They did really well. They all did really well. And it was funny to see, you see all the same moms and dads, and some of them you get to know over the years, and some of them you don't. And so it was like, oh, hey, I haven't seen you. And like all the kids, I don't even recognize half the kids anymore. Yeah. Even the ones that were just at our house for her birthday party in March. There was 2 of them that walked by, and one of them waved at me, And I was like, I waved back because I was like, I must know this little girl. And then I went, oh my God. Like, then I realized who it was.
Which one was it?
It was Tessa. I didn't even recognize her. She looked so much more, I don't know, she just looked grown up. She looked like such a young lady. And I was like, is Tessa? I was like, who? What? So, and then Miss Allie was just sitting right on the other side of me too. So, and it took me a while to realize that it was Tessa, because then I realized when they were talking, I was like, oh, I was like, she just looks so grown up. So it's so hard. It's so hard. It's so hard. So, but no, she did great. Super proud of her. Mike couldn't be there, so I filmed the entire thing for him.
It's like half an hour.
So I'm offloading it because I did clip it a little bit just so that it wasn't this one long giant file from my phone. Because even on the GoPro, you kind of have to stop it and restart it, or it gets a little finicky. So I was like, just do it on my phone. I'll do it in clips, and then I'll throw it all together in my editing software and render it so Daddy can watch it like one piece, like as if you were there. So I filmed the whole thing, even the part she wasn't in, just so he could get the whole experience. Which my arm was cramping up.
Oh yeah, I could tell. You had to like set it down.
I had to switch arms because it was like it was awkward to hold it as still. Like I'm trying to hold it like this and then move it when you guys moved, and then I was like trying to zoom in when you were on the stage. So I was like struggle busting it, but I did it all right. It's okay. It's all good.
On the one song they started, so I'm supposed to start King of New York, which is like why I'm in the center. So I'm supposed to start it. And not everybody was ready, so I hadn't started it yet. But then the girl next to me just starts, and I'm like, oh, whatever. But then they all go too slow. They all go too slow on part of the song where we go, starting now, because it's right after. There's no pause. There's like a small pause, but they all make it a really, really long pause because they're used to the music. So I just started it, and they all had to follow along.
There you go. See?
Which happens
and nobody in the audience could tell. It was okay. So, oh yes, we all get older. Don't hurry in getting there. That's for sure. That is for sure.
Did we mess up on the world enough to the point where you could tell?
Almost did. I noticed mainly, honestly, because you gave them a dirty look.
That's true. I did. I was like, come on, guys. Yeah. We just did this.
And then I was like, oh.
We just did this 20 minutes ago.
If you could manage to get your resting bee face under control, then you might be all right.
See, the only reason I did that was because we had just done the play. We had 8:30 show and we had a 10 o'clock show. Mom came to the 10. We had just done it at the 8 o'clock show. So and we were singing it in class, like during our break time before the next one. Like we had probably 30 minutes of break and then 20 minutes of snack, and then we went back to the next play. And we had a little bit more break in between. But we were all singing The World Will Know because we always messed up. So we were singing it down at snack. We were singing it up in the class, and we were singing it when we got back up to the class. They still almost screwed up. And I was like, not this time.
That's okay.
Nope.
It's all good. It's all good, though. It's good and it's over. It's under your belt now. And then, pretty soon here, you're going to be out of 6th grade. You're going to be a big, bad junior higher.
Junior higher, huh?
Yeah, I don't know what the proper middle schooler, junior higher. I don't know.
Suddenly I'm a junior higher?
Well,
I didn't know that was a thing.
It's a thing. I just needed a thing. So.
It's a thing?
Oh, like a raining cow peeing on a flat rock. No worries, Tim. Thank you for hanging out. Should be done. They stanky. I told you need a shower.
You're stanky.
You stanky. Good grief. Woo! Oh, this one. I let her scooter home from school today, and it's warm, and she came home, and she came bursting in my office because I was in there editing.
I had drama.
She had drama. She had to spill the tea, and I'm like, girl, you stank. Like, you came in here stanky, and she's still, that situation has not been.
You smell like
regret. That's what you smell like.
I'm going to walk away now.
I'm just saying.
I feel targeted.
I feel targeted. Oh, hey, simmer down now.
Hey, there's nothing there. Unless it could be Nicole coming home with the horses.
Oh no! Don't bite them if they're being rude. That's not good. Oh my goodness. Yeah. So, just I really am. I'm looking forward to this is the first weekend in a while where we don't have 100 million long list of things we have to do. Like I have some cleaning I'm going to do and some laundry, and I just have to finish rendering my video for Sunday and like, a few little things like that, but nothing that's like, oh my God, it's a project. Like I have to get this done. Like I am on a deadline. Like there's nothing like that right now. Like, I'm in this like weird little cruising zone right now, and I'm just like, I know, right, Michelle? A true middle schooler. I know. Yeah, we'll see. We'll see. She's so, well, I mean, I'm glad she's independent. I raised her to be independent. I didn't ever want her to be like, a whiny, shy, quiet, scared kid. Yes, exactly, Ted. A no drama weekend. So. Oh, he's lagging. He's been so busy between work and some of the stuff we were working on around here, with the Muscovy duck breast recipe. I'll remind him and see if maybe he can't like write it out for me, and I can at least like post it on our social media or something, because that cured duck breast is amazing. Like it's my favorite thing. It's my favorite thing that he cures. And he cures a lot of different stuff, but that by far, it was like if bacon were buttery and still meaty. It's so good. So good. I just love it. But it's like, it takes time. I think it's a 30, was it a 30-day or 60-day cure? I can't remember. Mike would know. He has his little notes on there somewhere. Oh yeah. They're a pained process, but man, that meat's good. So far I haven't liked any of the ways that we've actually cooked it. It's a little bit of a learning curve on them, because you really like, if you even slightly overcook it, it's not good. And then finding the right mixture of like the seasonings and stuff, it's a little tricky. So the ones that we've tried so far, I'm like, I don't like that. I don't like that one. Which maybe I don't like duck. That's a possibility. Maybe I just don't like duck unless it's a cured duck breast. I do, however, love the when he makes the duck stock. He did like the confit and the duck stock, and that stuff was amazing. But I mean, the rest of it, like all the other recipes we've tried so far for like duck breast, I just wasn't that wild about it. But I think we always end up overcooking it too. Like not on purpose, and we're even aware of it, but it goes from fine, like it goes from like raw to like overdone if you blink. So it's like, makes it a little tricky. But I do love my Muscovies because they're not loud, they're not that messy, they're really good moms. They don't lay as many eggs as a lot of other duck breeds, but it's like a treasure when you get them, like, those few times a year. But 9 Acre Family Farms. Hello. If you guys haven't gone and checked out 9 Acre Family Farms channel, you should do that too. For sure. Your wife doesn't like duck either? I haven't. It's one of those things I don't think I can't remember ever ordering duck in a restaurant. It's just not something I gravitate towards. So, I don't know. Maybe I just don't like duck. I can't remember. I think I have had duck in a restaurant, like in a French restaurant a long time ago. But I don't really remember. So I feel like I was a kid. So, or like at least a lot younger than I am now. So the memory is a little fuzzy. Duck and rabbit seem greasy to you? They can be. Duck can be very greasy. That's one of the challenges in cooking them, which is I think also one of the reasons why they go from being like raw to like cooked too much. Like, and the Muscovies are different. Their meat is different than a regular duck. They're actually not considered, they're a duck, but they're not really considered a duck because of how they are. So they're kind of like a weird little oddity. And their meat looks totally different. It looks like a steak. If you debreast or breast out, I should say, a Muscovy, it looks like a steak, like a beef steak. It's red, and it's not like super marbled or anything. It's pretty lean. So when you cook it, you have to just be really careful that you don't turn it into like a piece of like rubber, which we've done a couple times by accident. So it's a little challenging. I don't quite have it down yet. I almost feel, and I don't know because we haven't done it. This would be one to try someday. I feel like maybe if we breasted them out, cubed it, and then pressure canned it, so then I feel like maybe it would make it really tender. Because we've done that with other tougher cuts of meat, and it's made the meat amazing. Mike puts a little bit of seasoning in there with it, some garlic, whatever, and it makes it amazing. And then you've got this like pull apart, like melt in your mouth cooked meat that's like in a jar, right? Because you pressure can it, and it's so good. So I feel like maybe I would like it that way. And then the carcass, I know I love duck stock. It's like the bomb diggity. So I'm cool with that. So just take the rest of it, make duck stock, and then I pressure can the breast. I want to try that now. I feel like that might be a good idea. Oh, nine Acre Family Farm says they're not big fans of duck either. You know, I love the duck eggs. There is nothing better than a duck egg. Nothing better than a duck egg. But and I love ducks. Like I enjoy them. I like their little personalities. I like them. They're especially the Muscovies. Like they're fun. And I love that. I mean, they really do go after the flies. Like I didn't believe it, but man, they eat them. They eat those sky raisins like it's their job. Which is excellent. So I love that. And then I'm always fascinated by ducks because I love birds. I love all different birds, right? I'm a huge fan of birds. And there's only like 3% of the birds on the planet that the males have an appendage. And ducks are one of them. And I find it fascinating. Not to get gross, but it's biology. It's like, it's nature. I find it like interesting. Like it's just their whole, like, Google a duck's reproductive system, both male and female, and your mind will go, it's really cool. So it's like a whole, like it's almost like two countries negotiating a trade deal. It's crazy, right? It's like it's nuts. So it's weird. Do we sell most of our ducks? Yes, I've sold I've sold some of them processed out. I've sold some of them as ducklings, some of them as juveniles. Right now I'm down to 3. I didn't incubate any eggs this year, and my geese stole my duck's eggs that she was sitting on. Like, I had to yell at my geese. So they screwed up sitting on their eggs, and they massacred them all. They're just terrible moms. Just terrible. I cannot let them sit on eggs anymore. So now, because it's still breeding season, even though they're not laying anymore and they already killed their clutch, they try to steal everybody else's eggs. So that's what they do. When all the other girls lay in the nesting boxes, they scoop them out of the nesting boxes and they roll them over to a different area of the coop and try to sit on them. So every day I have to kick them off and pull the eggs. They're like I have to yell at them every day. These are not your children. Like, leave them alone. But they don't listen because they're geese and they don't understand me when I speak to them. So it's a struggle bus. But yeah, we do. We sell most of the ducks. She still has 1 egg under there that she's still sitting on, which, if my calculations are correct, should be hatching within the week. But we'll see. But usually by now, I've got, like, they're both sitting, and there's usually they'll after about usually about after 3 weeks, they'll start laying again. If I pull the ducklings, if I pull them, they'll start laying usually within like 2 to 3 weeks. So we'll see. The best is to cube it and wrap it in cream cheese, jalapeno, bacon, and on the grill to medium well. To medium well, really? For the duck? Or are you talking about rabbit? Oh, you're talking about rabbit. Okay. I thought you were talking about the duck. I was like, ooh, that seems like it'd be too much cooked for the... Okay. But I can see that with rabbit. Because it's the same thing you do with like dove breasts. You do the jalapeno cream cheese bacon wrapped stuffed breast. Those are good. It's the same kind of meat, you know. And I think too, with the rabbit, well, we've done it a couple different times. We did it like over an open flame once, which it turned out really, really well. But yeah, I mean, a rabbit stew that you slow cook, and I mean, can't be mad at that. And rabbit meat's really healthy, you know. You just have to be careful you don't overdo it on the rabbit meat. But it's good stuff. Not mad at that. But yeah. Oh, with duck breast too? To medium well? Maybe with regular ducks, maybe not with Muscovy. Muscovy, you're not supposed to cook it. I think you only want it like medium rare, like a little more towards medium, but not like medium well, because it will just turn into like jerky. But because it's more like that's why I was saying it's not technically like it is a bird and it is a duck, but it's not technically a duck. It's classified slightly differently, and the meat is more like beef, so you can eat it more rare. So, but that's crazy. It sounds good though. Duck eggs are so good. I love them. I don't know if I've ever tried Chinese duck's head. I feel like I've never ordered it at like a Chinese restaurant. I think I've had it at like a French restaurant that I've had duck, like, but a long time ago. So, you know. Oh, rare. Okay, there we go. I was like, wow, medium well seems like that would just be really, really cooked a lot. But okay, that makes more sense. I could see medium rare. Okay. Okay, yeah, I could see that. But yeah, that would be good. I would not be mad at that. Anything that involves jalapenos and or bacon, I'm on board. Like 100%. Sign me up. Not mad at it. Yeah, I do love those. A lot of people don't like duck. Huh. I love to cook and I'll figure it out, but yeah, they are not ducks. So not sure duck recipes would work. So I joined like a Muscovy group, and they literally traded Muscovy recipes. And no, granted, I haven't tried them all because I only have so many ducks. I've only tried like 3 of them. And one of them I could see had potential, but I feel like we overcooked it because we were struggle busing. You know how sometimes you're doing other things and you got to really babysit certain kinds of meat when you're cooking it? Well, we didn't babysit it close enough. And it was like, ooh, it's done. It's way done. Yeah, it was on Facebook. It's just like it might have even been called like Muscovy Duck Recipe Group or something like that. I don't remember. Because I was trying to figure out like how do I cook these dang things? Like and make it, and you know, but Mike tried to make a fancy sauce for one of them and we didn't like the sauce. Like it was a good attempt, but it just didn't work for what we were doing. So but that's okay. Not everything's, you know, a home run out of the park situation, and that's okay. We're not mad at that. But yeah, I mean, but they are good, and I do love them because they're so funny. Like Muscovies don't quack, they hiss, and they like the hens will chirp like during breeding season, and they'll kind of chirp back to their ducklings when they have babies. Like they're just a fun breed, and they do this little, I call it coffee talk. They all get around in a circle and they wag their tails and go and talk to each other like every morning and every evening, and it's adorable. And then they eat all the bugs. They're really good little fly eaters, and they'll eat those little gnats that like to eat me. And like I've seen it. I think they keep the mosquitoes down too. I can't say for sure that I've seen them eat them, but I have seen them eat the little gnats, and sometimes they're all together. So, you know, not mad at that. Yes, thank you, 9 Acre Family Farms. They say make sure and smash that like button. I know. Oh, thank you, Mystic Merman. Thank you. Yeah, so I don't know, but I hope that, you know, like a little bit of a serious note here, we'll leave it on for today. I know it's a holiday weekend. I know that a lot of people are going to be, you know, barbecuing and having fun with their friends and their family and having a few beers, or in my case, margaritas. But, you know, let's not forget that this is Memorial Day, to remember those that have fallen, to thank them for their sacrifice, for the freedoms that we enjoy in our country, and what a great country we do have, no matter what they try to convince us of sometimes. So we are all very blessed, and we should all be very thankful to be here. For those of you that are not in this country, sorry, you miss out. But for those of you that are in the U.S., let's not forget just how lucky we are to be in this country. So thank you guys for hanging out with me on this beautiful Friday evening. Yes, God bless America. Exactly. Don't forget to hit that thumbs up button on your way out. I appreciate you. And, give your kids an extra big hug tonight. And this weekend, spend some family time. I think everybody could use that after this week. And yeah, thank you guys. I hope everybody has a wonderful Memorial Day weekend. God bless y'all. Thank you.